the football. A great defensive stops, a magnificent interception by James Williams, to pretty much make it look like the Canes were going to win, but then the fumble or the lack of fumble, regardless of the fact that whether it was a fumble or wasn't a fumble, in general, they should have never been in that position. That's why they have a victory formation. You take knee, you come up with a victory. It was again tough to watch. It's a game you should have won. The other thing I do hope is that this doesn't define the season. I hope that this isn't the loss where it leads to a string of losses that has happened in the past when the Miami Hurricanes have had a tough loss like this. I do think this team is mentally tough. I do think this team can bounce back, but it is going to be very difficult to bounce back against a team like North Carolina, a team that's had your number the last couple of years, and they've always managed to beat you. You know, depending on each circumstance or whatever happens or what goes on, etc. So I want to clarify that, as I speak about it. Georgia Tech, was a heavy underdog. Miami was favored by 21 points. I never thought the 21 points. I thought the 21 points were too high, to be honest with you. It's an ACC game. This is a team that's been pretty much mopped around the whole year by critics and so on. They had a difficult, horrific loss to Bowling Green that cost, pretty much their defensive coordinator's job. They're bringing a new guy. They were up for Miami. Miami looked flat in terms of the passing game on offense. In the first half, they actually ran the ball very well. They were over 5 yards per carry throughout the first half. They had a touchdown that was called back on a very controversial holding call on Ines Cooper that I personally think it was a holding call. Nonetheless, Miami did get some points out of it. They got 3 points out of it, so that was good. But in the end, 5 turnovers isn't going to cut it. 3 interceptions, 2 fumbles, 1 costing in the end. Don Chaney was kicking himself for it, and I do think that he should have been put in that position, to be honest with you. Even though I do believe he was down, but he should have been in that position, in the first place. I've seen I was telling the guys earlier, I have seen times when even in situations where you normally would take a knee or run out the clock, there is passing going on, and they do run the ball out to pad some stats or give guys some playing time. But I do think that eventually that catches up with you, and it just caught up with the Canes tonight. Again, the defense held its own. A couple of mistakes, in the last few plays with Corey Couch trying to get the interception or bat the ball down. Didn't quite work, led to a big play. And then Cam Kitchens not keeping the wide receiver in front of him, letting him go by him, or actually moving in front of him, which led to the go-ahead touchdown, pretty much like 2 seconds left in the game, which cost us. Again, how tough is this team going to be? Miami has always been in games against North Carolina. Let's see what happens against UNC. Drake May is having a good year. That's probably the best quarterback at the moment. Miami will be. That's the best quarterback Miami's facing so far this season, as well. So we'll see what happens. Okay. So just ladies and gents, I just wanted to give my 2 cents. If you want to comment, I'll chat with you a little bit if you want. If you want me to stay on a little bit longer. I'm tired, but I'm almost upset. I'm dumbfounded, by how this game ended. Should have ended that way. It should have been a Canes victory. We should be 5-0 with some, with being 1-0 in the ACC conference play and going up to Chapel Hill and trying to get a victory out of a team that has literally kind of snuck victories left and right the last few years, with the exception of that 1 year that they cost to the Coastal when they ran for like 500 yards, on a Manny Diaz-led defense. Okay. All right. Again, I was very hard, on Josh Gaddis last year. I'm going to be very hard now on Shannon Dawson. He should have kneeled, and Mark Cristobal, Coach Cristobal, should have followed suit and agreed to kneel as well. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's it for me. All right. If you want to leave a few comments, I'll be glad to chat. Glad to talk a little bit more with you. But don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for 305 Sports Now. I will stay safe. God bless you soon. Tomorrow I'll be at the Dolphin game. I'll be sending some pictures, like doing a post game after the game as the Dolphins face the Giants. Have a good day, guys. Bye bye. Stay safe.